kind of the story of the day happened last night, and that was Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes hosting North Dakota State, which is a Division I AA school, and surviving 31-26, but not pummeling them the way you would think a Big 12 team should when you're facing a team at the lower level. But they got the W against a team that has pulled some big upsets. And Travis Hunter, in addition to Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback, and Deion's son, and plus Jimmy Horn Jr., all looked terrific. There's no denying, even as Colorado's going to take their lumps this year, I think, those three guys are legit. And they'll probably all be playing on Sundays at some point. Certainly Shedeur and Travis, and I think Jimmy Horn Jr. as well. But let's stick on Travis Hunter Martin. We'll get into Shedeur a little bit later. But RG3, who we know was just released, let's say, from ESPN, he's still doing his thing. RG3 is good. I think he's good, and I think he's going to be fine in this business. I think, ESPN should have kept him, but hey, I'm not running the books over there. But anyway, he tweeted something about Travis Hunter, who of course plays receiver on offense and defensive back, cornerback on defense. Ian, read to us what RG3 tweeted.
Yeah, so RG3, he said, quote, Travis Hunter keeps showing that he can and should play both wide receiver and CB cornerback in the NFL full time. Man had 7 catches for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns at wide receiver and played 43 snaps on defense, making tackles and locking down his side of the field. He is a unicorn, unquote.
All right, Martin, you'll have the first stab at this. What are your thoughts?
I mean, he's absolutely a unicorn. We don't see this, and Shohei Ohtani, Travis Hunter. Like, I'm here to say
it's not quite Shohei, but I feel you. But we've seen it a little bit in football, but
not like this, Chris.
But this isn't Shohei.
Well,
we haven't ever seen Shohei. Even Babe Ruth stopped pitching full time when he started hitting the numerous home runs.
But Chris, even guys like going back to Chris Gamble, like I should say this: we've had two-way guys in the past in college football. I don't think any team was as dependent on their two-way guy as much as Travis Hunter or as much as Colorado is dependent on Travis Hunter.
Well, no, because it's a lesser team. But and I feel you. I think it's somewhat like Shohei. I just don't think it's to the extent. Well, Shohei is something we have never, ever seen. Charles Woodson played both ways.
But he wasn't playing. But
Deion Sanders played both ways in the NFL to some degree. But now again, not like this.
That's
but you can't
like
tell.
this.
You can't tell me this is like Shohei. I'm not going that far.
But to me, it's a step above.
And it's not even at the top level.
But it's a step above what we've seen. Like it's a step above Deion. It's a step above.
Yeah, I will give you
guys.
that. But again, it's also not at the NFL level yet.
Sure, but anyway,
so that's what we're talking about. So what do you think he should do this at the NFL level, or even could?
I mean, could? Yes. Should? Hell no. Like, could he? Absolutely. But the way that the NFL
I'm surprised you like that.
What? I think he could.
That he absolutely could?
Yeah, I think. But
I don't know, because I think there are other players capable of doing what Travis Hunter is doing.
I do too.
But I don't know about at the NFL level.
Well, I think at this point he's shown. I put it like this: if he was just a cornerback, he'd be a first round pick. If he was just a wide receiver, he'd be a first round pick.
I agree with that.
So I think he should, like in theory, would be able to do it. But should he do it is the question, and the answer to me is absolutely not. That what he should play in the NFL is wide receiver. It's if no other reason, they're not going to pay you to play wide receiver and cornerback. You're going to get paid at one of those positions, right? It's not going to be both. You're not going to reset the wide receiver market. You're playing, 35 snaps at cornerback every game. And to me, if I'm playing pro sports, it's about winning, but it's also about the bread. So I need to make as much money as I can. And right now, Jair Alexander is the highest paid cornerback by average annual value, which would make him that's the $21 million a year, which would have him right around Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, and Stephon Diggs in terms of average annual salary. If I'm Travis Hunter, seeing the numbers that I put up, the type of catches that I can make, I'm trying to get that $30 million a year Brandon Ayuk deal.
I don't think he'll even get a shot to play both positions. Now, Deion may be talking with teams now and saying, look, the kid wants to play both. But I'm sorry, and I could be wrong. I don't see it in the NFL. And the dude is phenomenal. He is elite at a college level at both positions. I'll give you that. That is like Ohtani. Ohtani is an elite pitcher and an elite hitter. And right now at the college level, Travis Hunter is an elite cornerback and an elite wide receiver. As great as he is, I don't see him doing that at the NFL level. It's too much work. It's too hard. Last night he was playing against a team full of kids that are not going to be in the NFL. Will any of those kids be in the NFL? Well, and then even in college, even when they're playing Big 12 teams, most of those players will not be in the NFL. It is difficult to play full-time receiver and full-time cornerback at the NFL level. This kid is great. He's not Deion Sanders, I don't think. And Deion did a little bit of receiver, but basically was a cornerback. I just don't think, I don't even think a team will draft him thinking he's going to play both. But I agree with you, Martin. And it's interesting because when he entered college football, the thought was, and even up until maybe even right now, the feeling is that he's a cornerback, or that's what he'll be in the NFL, and that's what he's best at. First of all, you are right on. Well, you're on with the money in that the receivers make more. So, yes, if it's about money, you should play receiver. I'm not certain if he were able to go to the next level and be Pro Bowl level at both spots, going both ways, I do think he'd get a little more than the top receiver.
I don't
know. Let's say he's doing, he has to. If he's got an agent worth his salt, he's going to be like, hold up. Yes, now I'm just assuming, for argument's sake, let's say he was a Pro Bowl caliber, like perennial Pro Bowl caliber, wide receiver, and a really good defensive back, or vice versa, however you want to do it. You are really going to tell me he wouldn't make more than the top wide receiver?
I don't think so.
Why not? There's any agent worth his salt is going to be like, this guy, you're getting 2 for 1. He's not playing for the same money as Justin Jefferson. You're getting 2 for 1. Now, if he's not Pro Bowl caliber at either position, that's another story. But if he's excellent at one and a good solid starter at the other, I think he has to make more money. But again, I don't even think he'll really get a chance to do it because I don't know how possible it is in the NFL. I do think there are other players at the collegiate level who could do what Travis is doing. Maybe not as well, but who could play both ways. But I'm with you in that. Look, he may just want to, maybe he's that type of guy that's like, hey, I want to be the first. I want to be unique and I want to make my mark and play both ways.
I don't fault him for it. If that is the case, which I don't fault him for it. It sounds like from the reporting that you hear out of Colorado that kind of is his energy, right? He likes to hang out with his girlfriend, go fish, and play football. Like that is all he does, right? It seems like that's his whole thing, and he wants to play. He only sat out 2 plays yesterday, and part of the reason why he sat out one of them is because his helmet came off.
Right.
I get that, but at a certain point, like, what are we doing here? Like, this is the last time I think that you're really looking at sports as potentially even fun, right? When you're like, not looking at, he'll enjoy playing in the NFL, I'm sure, but fun in terms of for the love of the game, playing for, the guys around
and even,
you.
Is that even the case now? You know what I mean? With the NIL. But I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
This is, if there was that time may have already passed up, but this is definitely the last opportunity that will be this case. So now once you get into the league, you have to focus on maximizing your earnings, right, and putting yourself in the best position to succeed. And if I'm a team and Travis Hunter's both my best receiver and my best cornerback, I feel like I got to improve one of those rooms, right? Like, that's just got to be what it is.
Well, unless he's just that special. Now, look, I'll say this, too. Just forget the economics. And he is great at both. I think I'd want him as a receiver. I think if I'm an NFL team now, and it might differ, some teams might need more help at corner. Some might need more help at receiver. So that could affect how they look at him. But everything you said as far as the money and all that, I would agree he should be, you would think you'd want to play receiver. But I'm just talking about from a pure standpoint of his game. And he's great corner. But if I were him and I was only going to play one in the NFL,
right,
I would want it to be receiver. One, you're going to make more money, as you said. And maybe everybody doesn't want this, but your fame, your, celebrity, opportunities off the field, those are going to come more as a receiver than they will as a cornerback. Now, Deion was a corner, and obviously there are other guys that have, but Deion was just, the best to ever do it, but also a special personality.
Yeah, major salesman.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's probably led also to a lot of his publicity as a cornerback. But, yeah, I think even his game, that catch he made when the dude was interfering with him in the corner of the end zone was phenomenal. And he's legit. So I don't think he'll go both ways in the NFL. And I don't know what he'll play, but if I were him, I'd want to play receiver.
I think he probably profiles better as a cornerback in the league. If I was him, though, for all the reasons you just laid out, I'd want to play receiver. But the point I was thinking, when you saw that last touchdown that he caught, that's the third one. First of all, they barely got the playoff. He's sitting there on the side at the top of the screen yelling like, "Yo, hike the ball," and it was pretty much just throw it up to Travis was the play, right? Offensive line didn't even look at none of that. I don't know if he makes that catch the same way if he doesn't have the DB training that he does. Right?
No, I think it will help him.
Because he almost caught it like it was an interception. Right. He pinned it on the guy's back. The way he caught it, he pinned it on the guy's back. You see defensive backs making that play when they're going up over somebody all the time. So I think what he's just got great skills in terms of speed and leaping ability. But his ball skills are so good that I think it's almost not fair to say he's a better wide receiver because we never get to see him play cornerback because they don't throw the ball his way.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's a better receiver. I feel you. I think he's elite at both. And again, most people thought he was a better cornerback and may even still think that. But I do think his ability as a corner, the fact that he plays corner, helps him as a receiver because he can read, the way they're playing him. He knows, okay, they're playing me this way. I've played guys this way. This is where you're vulnerable.
Yep.
This is where they're vulnerable. You know what I mean? And all of that. So, man, the dude is phenomenal, and it's going to really be interesting. But ultimately, I don't think he'll even get the shot. Not to play full-time both ways. I think occasionally, maybe like Deion, but I don't think he'll be able to play full-time.
Packages, maybe have him returning punts or something like that. Something to get the ball in his hands, but not 7 catches for 130 whatever yards he had with 3 touchdowns.
I just can't see it.